Hi, in this tutorial, I'll show you how to create Newton's cradle in Blender. Let's start. Delete the cube. Go to Add menu and from Mesh, add a UV sphere. Right-click and select Shade Smooth. Go to Physics Properties, add Rigid Body. Under Settings, change the mass value to 100 kilogram. Under Collisions, change the shape to Sphere. Under Surface Response, change the friction value to 0.1 and change the bounciness value to 0.9. Go to Add Modifier and from Generate Add Array Modifier, set the factor X value to 0 and set the Y value to 1. Change the count value to 5. This will add more 4 typical spheres. And apply. Change the object mode to edit mode. Right click and from separate select by loose parts. Change the mode to object mode. Right click and from set origin select origin to geometry. Go to Add menu and from Mesh add plane. Move the plane to the top of the first sphere. Go to Physics Properties and add Rigid Body. Change Rigid Body type to Passive. Add Rigid Body Constraint. Change the Rigid Body Constraint type to Point. Select the first object selector and select the first sphere. Select the second object selector and select the plane. Go to Add Modifier and from Generate Add Array Modifier, set the factor X value to 0 and set the Y value to 1. Change the count value to 5 and apply. This will add more 4 typical planes. Change the object mode to edit mode. Right click and from separate select by loose parts. Change the mode to object mode. Right click and from set origin select origin to geometry. Select the second plane. Select the first object selector and select the second sphere. Repeat the previous step for all remaining planes. Go to Object menu and from Snap, select Cursor to Selected and change the Transform Pivot Point to 3D Cursor. Rotate the first plane and check the animation. Now we need to model the ropes. Go to Add Modifier and from Mesh Add Plane, rotate the plane. Change the mode to edit mode. Change the select mode to edge select mode. Select this edge and delete it. Select the opposite edge and delete it. Change the select mode to vertex select mode. Select the lower 2 vertices and decrease the distance between them. Select the upper 2 vertices and increase the distance between them. Move the upper 2 vertices to reach the plane's level. Change the mode to Object mode. Go to Object menu and from Convert select Curve. Go to Data and from Geometry go down and change the depth value to 0.04. Go to Object menu and from Convert select Mesh. Make another 4 copies of the ropes and place them at suitable position. Select the first rope and while pressing Shift on the keyboard, select the sphere. Right-click, and from Parent select Object. Repeat the previous steps for the other 4 ropes. Go to Add menu, and from Mesh, add Cylinder. Press Shift and D on keyboard to make a copy of the cylinder and place it as shown. Press Shift and D on keyboard to make a copy of the cylinder and rotate, and place it as shown. Select the 3 cylinders and right-click, then select Join. Change the mode to Edit Mode. Change the Select Mode to Face Select Mode. Select these 2 faces and press Ctrl and E buttons together on the keyboard and select Bridge Edge Loops. Change the number of cuts to 32. Select these 2 faces and press Ctrl and E buttons on the keyboard and select Bridge Edge Loops. Change the number of cuts to 32. Change the mode to Object Mode. Move the tube to the edge of the right leg of the rope. Press Shift and D button on the keyboard to create a copy of the tube and move it to the edge of the left leg of the rope. Go to Add menu, and from Mesh, add Cube. Press S and Z to decrease the height of the cube. Change the dimension of the cube as shown. Now we'll add materials to the project. After adding material, check the animation.
Please subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.